Toddler bedtime hacks. Sleep like a baby. You know, being a parent is the most rewarding job there is. But let's be honest, those early years can be a little, well, sleepy. Remember those sleepless nights with newborns? Thankfully, they grow out of that phase. But then comes the toddler bedtime battles. I've been there, and let me tell you, a good night's sleep for everyone is a game changer. A consistent bedtime routine is like a soothing balm for those wild toddler years. Just like we find comfort in a familiar routine, so do those little ones we cherish. It gives them a sense of security and predictability. And honestly, it makes bedtime so much smoother for everyone involved. So if you're ready to transform your evenings from chaotic to calm, you're in the right place. We're diving deep into practical tips to create a bedtime routine that feels like a warm hug for your little one. And hey, don't forget to subscribe and share your own tips in the comments below. We're all in this together. First things first, we've got to establish a consistent routine. It's like setting the stage for a peaceful night. And the key here is consistency. Just like those shiplap walls add a sense of calm to a room, a predictable rhythm to your evening will do the same for your little one. Start with setting a fixed bedtime. Aim for the same time each night, even on weekends. I know, it can be tempting to let them stay up late when we don't have to rush out the door, but trust me, that internal clock will thank you. Next, create a predictable sequence of calming activities. Think of it like a winding down ritual. A warm bath, slipping into those cozy pajamas, maybe a little baby lotion massage. All those little things signal to your little one that it's time to start slowing down. And here's a tip from a seasoned mama. Keep it simple. You don't need a 10-step routine to get those eyelids drooping. A few well-chosen activities are all it takes. Trust me, a routine that's too complicated will only lead to resistance, and nobody wants that. Now that you've got a routine down pat, let's talk about setting the mood for sleep. Remember how Chip and I are always talking about creating warmth and charm in a space? Well, the same principle applies to your little one's bedroom. Dimming the lights is like flipping the switch to sleep mode. Just like those warm, soft lights in a cozy farmhouse kitchen, lower light levels signal to your toddler's body that it's time to wind down. Think soft lamps or night lights. Just enough light to keep those nighttime fears at bay. Temperature is another biggie. Just like you wouldn't want to sleep in a stuffy room, neither does your little one. Keep the room cool and well ventilated. A comfortable temperature can make all the difference between a peaceful slumber and a restless night. And let's not forget about noise. We all sleep better in a quiet environment. If you live in a bustling area with lots of outside noise, a white noise machine can be a lifesaver. It's like a gentle, soothing hum that drowns out those distracting sounds. All right, Mama, let's talk about those sneaky sleep stealers. Screens, sugar, and all that jazz. Just like we wouldn't start demolishing a wall without a plan, we don't want to send those little ones to bed all hyped up on sugar and screen time. First up, those screens. I know it's tempting to let them have a little screen time before bed, but trust me, it's a recipe for sleep disaster. That blue light emitted from devices can interfere with melatonin production, which is essential for a good night's sleep. So, an hour or two before bedtime, turn off those screens and opt for calmer activities. And while we're at it, let's talk about sugar. Avoid sugary treats and drinks before bed. I know those little ones have a sweet tooth, but that sugar rush can lead to restlessness and difficulty falling asleep. Instead, opt for a light, healthy snack if they're hungry. Now let's replace those stimulants with some sleep-inducing activities. Reading books together is one of my favorite bedtime rituals. It's a special time to bond and unwind. And those gentle lullabies? Pure magic. They're like a lullaby for your little one's soul. Just like we create inviting and comforting spaces in our homes, we want to do the same for our little ones at bedtime. Those little ones thrive on comfort and reassurance, especially when it's time to say goodnight. Remember those beloved stuffed animals or blankets? They're not just toys. They're like little security blankets for our toddlers. Encourage your little one to snuggle up with their favorite comfort item. It's amazing how something so simple can bring so much peace. And speaking of peace, never underestimate the power of your words. When you're tucking them in, use a calm, gentle voice. Reassure them that you're nearby and that everything is okay. It's like whispering sweet dreams into their little hearts. Now here's a tip that might surprise you. Avoid those long, drawn-out goodbyes. As tempting as it is to linger and shower them with kisses, keep those farewells short and sweet. It helps build their confidence in their ability to fall asleep independently. Now let's talk about those inevitable nighttime wakings. Just like a fixer-upper project, there will be bumps along the way. But don't worry, we've got this. If your little one wakes up in the night, stay calm and reassuring. I know it can be tempting to get frustrated, especially when you're exhausted. But remember, they're looking to you for comfort. Instead of immediately scooping them up, try offering gentle reassurance from a distance. Rub their back, speak in a soothing voice, and let them know you're there. You'd be surprised how often they'll drift back to sleep on their own. And here's the key: be consistent. Just like we stick to a design plan, stick to your bedtime routine and your approach to nighttime wakings. Consistency is key when it comes to establishing healthy sleep habits. Well, Mama, there you have it. Our guide to creating a bedtime routine that will have your little ones sleeping soundly and you feeling refreshed. Remember, just like those home renovations, establishing a bedtime routine takes time and patience. But with consistency, you'll get there. We'd love to hear from you. Share your own bedtime tips and tricks in the comments below. What works for your little one? Let's create a community of well-rested parents, one bedtime story at a time. And don't forget to subscribe for more parenting tips and sleep strategies. Because we're all in this together. Sweet dreams, everyone.